Telling the sheriff, this is the county that actually really does work well together. And whether it's, the mayors, the county commission, the sheriff, the police chiefs, everybody sort of works well together. Economic development. I probably did more, in my 8 years as governor, I probably did more economic development projects in Palm Beach County than any county in the state. But what we're here to talk about today is hurricanes. They're devastating, as we saw last year with Hurricane Ian. Almost, or depending on what number you think, 150 people lost their lives. I remember when I was governor, we had 4 major hurricanes, and my goal was to keep everybody alive. I always told everybody, you can rebuild that house, and we've learned in our house, you can buy a new car, because we lost ours in the last hurricane, but you can't rebuild lives. So the most important thing I tell everybody is you got to take the time to get prepared. Our law enforcement, our fire, all of our first responders, they'll do everything they can to take care of you. But you actually have to do the first part. You got to take care of yourself. The first thing is get prepared. You can go, there's a variety of ways you can do it. The county will have a website, but the federal one is ready.gov. You can go on there and it has a checklist. 7 days of food, 7 days of water, get all your medicine in order, get your documents. If you're gonna have a generator, learn how to use a generator. We lose people because they don't know how to use a generator. Have a plan. By the way, think about evacuations in Florida. It's not like you can just, you're immediately way far away from a hurricane. You're gonna be stuck on, if you're on this coast, you're probably gonna go up 95. If you're on the other coast, you're gonna go up 75. You can't do it in 15 minutes, right? You gotta think about this stuff and you gotta get ahead. Listen to the local officials. If they say evacuate, evacuate. It's not that hard to figure this out. No one should die in a hurricane. Here's the other thing that's changed since Andrew in '92. When Andrew hit, a lot of it was a wind event. A lot of it's now a water event. If you look at a lot of the lives we lost in Hurricane Ian, it was because of storm surge. Understand, if there's 6 foot of storm surge, it doesn't matter whether it's 6 feet or 12 feet, you're gonna die. If you're on the first floor and you get 6 feet of water, you're probably not gonna survive. You're gonna be treading water for a hell of a long time. So you've got to understand that don't just look at, oh, it's a category 1, I've gone through a category 1. Look at the storm surge. Look at where the flooding's gonna be. If you go back to, well, you can go back here in 2012. We had a hurricane that never even hit Florida, that we got unbelievable amount of flooding here in Palm Beach County. So you've got to get up to speed on these things. So I want to thank everybody for being with me here today. If you, by the way, I have 9 offices in the state. If you're dealing with any issues at the federal level, so if you're dealing with FEMA from the last hurricane, if you're dealing with SBA, you're dealing with any federal agency, that's our job. The fun part of the job is we give tours of the Capitol. The other part of the job is we're here to help everybody deal with their issues. So I want to tell everybody, I hope everybody will get ready. And hopefully we won't have a bad hurricane this season or next. We do have, through the 9th, we have a tax holiday, sales tax holiday. I hope everybody will take advantage of that. And if you go to the stores that do that, they'll tell you which things are tax-free, and they'll also give you a checklist. So my goal is get everybody ready. You can always remember, you can rebuild that house or buy another car, just you can't rebuild your life. Ya comenzó la temporada de huracanes. Lo que significa que las familias deben aprovechar todas las oportunidades para hacer un plan y prepararse. Puede encontrar los recursos y la información sobre cómo crear un plan de emergencia en www.ready.gov. En caso de una tormenta, manténgase atento a las noticias y sigue las instrucciones de los oficiales de seguridad y de gestión de emergencias. Tengo 9 oficinas en la Florida listas para ayudar a los floridanos. Si necesita ayuda con FEMA, SBA o cualquier agencia federal, puede contactar mis oficinas en el estado o visitar mi sitio web ricscott.senate.gov para más información. Como siempre digo, puedes reconstruir tu casa, pero no puedes reconstruir tu vida. Now let me turn it over to Palm Beach County Mayor Greg Weiss.
Thank you very much, Senator Scott, and thank you for hosting this news conference on hurricane preparedness. As Mayor of Palm Beach County, I want to assure you that we prioritize the safety of our residents and are fully committed to being prepared for hurricane events. Palm Beach County has taken proactive measures to strengthen our emergency response systems, enhance our infrastructure, and improve our communications channels. We are collaborating closely with our local, state, and federal partners, as well as community organizations to develop comprehensive evacuation plans and establishing our shelters. We also emphasize the importance of individual preparedness. Our public awareness campaigns educate our residents on the essential steps to take before, during, and after a hurricane. It's crucial to create emergency kits, secure homes and property, and stay informed through reliable sources. Palm Beach County has developed a hurricane preparedness checklist. It's downloadable or viewed online at readypbc.com. Lastly, I want to express our deep gratitude for our courageous first responders, our fire rescue, law enforcement agencies, and medical professionals who tirelessly serve our communities during hurricane events. Their dedication is invaluable. Palm Beach County is resilient and united in facing the challenge of hurricanes, and together we will navigate any storm that comes our way. So thank you, and let's be prepared.
Thank you, Mayor. One of the nicest parts of my job as governor was getting to know the sheriffs around the state. Sheriff Bradshaw is a leader in the state. He is hell-bent on making sure this is the safest place to live. And by the way, people don't move to unsafe places. They don't build businesses in unsafe places. So Sheriff Bradshaw does an unbelievable job. Sheriff Bradshaw.
Thank you. Thank you, and thank you, Senator, for always keeping public safety at the forefront. You're always there to make sure that the public is as safe as they can be. You know, we're ready to go. All of our equipment, 2 months ago, we started looking for June, and all of a sudden, here it is. But all of our vehicles, high water rescue that we augment the fire department with, all of our other assets that we use to help out the municipalities if they need it. Most of our business is going to be before the storm if people have to evacuate, making sure that they get out safely. During the storm up to a certain point, if people need help, we'll get there. And then after the storm, hopefully, we're not going to need curfews. If we do, we're going to make sure that people's neighborhoods are safe, that they had to leave, and hopefully we'll get back to normal as quick as we can. The bottom line is the Sheriff's Office is fully prepared with all of our assets to help anywhere that we need to help. We work great with the municipalities, work great with the fire department, so the public needs to be reassured that whatever their needs are, we're going to be there to meet them. So thanks again, Senator.
We have great fire rescue teams, and by the way, wherever there's a hurricane, these fire rescue teams go all across the state to try to make sure they keep people alive. Next, we're going to hear from Palm Beach Fire Rescue Assistant Chief David Woodside.
Good morning, and thank you, Senator, for keeping hurricane preparedness in the forefront of us. On behalf of Chief Kennedy and the men and women of Palm Beach County Fire Rescue, thank you for this constant opportunity to serve our communities, make us better. Year to year, fire rescue builds on the data, the technology, the information, and the experience we get the year before to begin to prepare for hurricane season. When do we start? When that last season ends, because we take everything and we look at it and do an after-action analysis. What are the good things? What are the bad things? How do we grow from this? How do we get better when we serve the community? This particular year, I can say particularly because of what happened on the West Coast, we got a lot of data to build on and to prepare for our communities if such a thing occurred here in Palm Beach County. In coordination with emergency management, in coordination with our law enforcement partners, we are ready, and we will be effective in our response to the community in doing what we do and deliver good service. Palm Beach County is prepared. We're hoping for a quiet year, but if we don't have one, we're ready to make a difference in our community and be effective in our service. Thank you.
Palm Beach Fire Rescue does a great job, but they don't just do it here. When Hurricane Ian happened, you had people from all over the state go into Miami or in Fort Myers and really help. I remember when Michael happened, fire rescue, highway patrol there, the hurricane happened during the day, so everybody had to go overnight to try to get through all the debris to try to keep people alive. Next, we're going to hear from Palm Beach County Emergency Manager, Mary Blakeney. She does a great job. I've had the opportunity to work with the emergency management team here for the last 12 years, and they do a great job. Mary.
Thank you, Senator. And as you can see, here in Palm Beach County, our local, state, and federal partners work close together each and every day to be prepared for hurricane season. But now this is my call to action for our residents in Palm Beach County. We need to ensure that you're ready today. It's so important with so many new residents moving here to the county that people take hurricanes and look at the risks involved in those. So every one of our residents should know if they live in an evacuation zone, and they should learn that today. Know your evacuation zone, get your supply kits ready, have your plan in place for what you're gonna do. Nobody in this county should risk their lives by not heeding evacuation orders. So that would be my plea today, is know your plan, build your supply kit, and make sure that you're ready to implement that plan if we call to action for you to do so. And like the Senator said, it's storm surge and inland flooding that has historically killed people. It's not the wind. So you need to know if you're in one of those evacuation zones and are told to evacuate, please heed that warning. There's plenty of shelter space if you have nowhere else to go. So we would encourage you to learn and know your zone today. Thank you very much.
By the way, what Mary's saying on these shelters, there are shelters all across the state. There's shelters for special needs. There's shelters for pets. Our counties do a great job, and then we have a lot of not-for-profits that come in, like the Red Cross and others that come in. Salvation Army, they come in and do a great job to staff them. So they do a wonderful job. Next, we're going to hear from Town of Jupiter Police Chief David England.
Thank you, Senator. As you've heard today, the common theme is being prepared. We should all have a plan. If the storm is severe enough, if we intend to leave, we should have a plan for that. We know where we need to go and know multiple ways to come back from wherever that is. If we plan to stay, we should make sure we have all the supplies that we need to ride out the storm. Typically, you want to have dried food, and water. Water should be 1 gallon per person per day. You need to make sure you have your medications. If you have a pet, you want to have pet supplies for however long the storm is going to last. We in the Jupiter Police Department of the Town of Jupiter, we've started our hurricane preparedness about a month ago. Then we are prepared to not only work with all of our county, our state, but also all of the other municipalities in Palm Beach County to ensure public safety within the Town of Jupiter and within Palm Beach County, so that we can continue government services before, during, and after a hurricane. So everybody needs to start their preparedness now. Thank you very much.
So I want to thank everybody for being here. You have a great county. You have a county that works together, but it's your responsibility as an individual in this county to get ready. Your responsibility to have the food and water, to have a plan, and listen to the locals, and get up to speed on making sure you understand if you're in a floodplain or if there's any risk of flooding, because they're going to do everything. Everybody behind me, they're going to do everything they can to keep you alive. But when the storm's happening, they cannot do much. So thanks everybody for being here.